Good afternoon, Anna Perry. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my live video. How are you doing? How is your day? My name is Luna. If it's your first time to be here, yeah. Hi, Tembi. Saima Tambama. Do you live in Sweden? Saima. Do you live in Sweden, Saima? Nice name. Tumbama. What language is that? Are you from Zambia? Yeah, I don't know how the caption goes, but I just came here to answer one question which some of you have been asking me. Yeah, so yes, Honorable M. Chulo, yes. She just says yes, I don't know what she means. Monica Welpe, maybe I wrote what is on the caption. Let me check, I don't know. Yeah, good afternoon, Wamunima, Mtakela, Ngeleshi Grace, good afternoon. How are you, everyone? Kitwe, Lynette, Twambo. Hi. How is Kitwe? Yeah. Masili, so hi, good afternoon. Kamwamba Basa, Kamwamba. Mudibi Ebuti, Faith, Hatuba. Don't laugh at my tongue, you know. I know very few words and they sound funny when I try. Good morning. Are you working? Is it morning? Okay, here it's now it's 12. Yeah, Lupupa, are you at work? Tonga tribe, hello. And do you live in Sweden? Saima Tumbama. I saw you answered my question. That's why I'm asking if you live in Sweden or where are you? Yeah. Kawoto. You see, so you understood my Tonga faith. I try so hard to learn a lot of languages. Yes, at work. Okay, Lupupa. Have a nice day at work. Yeah. Hello, my favorite sister. I love you. I love you to Matilda Banda. Yeah. So, ife taukachabe buino tokazuki chete. Yeah, I got some questions which I need to answer. Someone was asking me. Yeah, so I'm not here to take so long. That's here for a few minutes. So someone asked me, hi Sister Matilda Banda, hi. Someone asked me, I was dozing. I was making the baby sleep and I found myself dozing. Yeah. But so yes, I have to answer the question. Yeah, the long leave which they give here in Sweden, yeah, 1 year, 6 months. Yeah, that's about 480 days. It's very much paid for. As long as you're in employment, they pay you. So yes, it's a paid maternity leave. You gotta be home with the child until the child is 1 year, 6 months. This is one of the reasons why they don't, they know almost very few, a very small percentage of people can afford having a maid or whatever you call a helper, and they know that it's a responsibility of you as a mother, as a father, to raise your child, you know. So until a child is 1 year, 6 months, that's when you go back to work. So yes, it's very paid, and it's one of the countries which is very generous when it comes to maternity leave days. Um, I know for sure in my country, Zambia, it's only 3 months. I hope they can add even 1 month. I can't imagine going back to work and leaving a 3 months old baby home with a person I don't know well. It's very sensitive. But all these things depend on how developed the country is, because obviously if you are an employee and you stay home for 1 year 6 months, there has to be good policies in the country, the laws that are covering you, and getting paid. It needs a lot of planning for the country to reach the stage where they make parents raise their children. In some countries, I don't like talking about other countries actually, but I can always talk about Zambia and Sweden. I don't want to talk about neighboring countries or whatever. So mostly, if you've noticed, I talk about what I know. Ninganami kukamba padi Norway kwame sninka alo Denmark kwame sninka olo ku Canada olo ku Australia olo ku Germany. I don't want. So yes, in Sweden it's 480 days. You are just home. That's like 1 year 6 months, somewhere there. Yeah, but when a child is 1 year old, you are allowed to take that child to daycare, as early as 1 year old. You can choose on your own. If, for example, we want to send Lutanda to a daycare, even if I'm still home, just so that he should start getting used to not being with me all the time, we will send him when he's 1 year old, not less than that. It doesn't matter if the child is walking or not, or they take care of them. It's good because they will interact with other children and they will learn, it's another environment. Yeah, and it's automatic. You just have to choose which suits you. For example, it depends on where you live. If there is a nearest daycare center, there you can drop the child. So I can continue being home, but I can be taking the child to school. So immediately the child becomes 1 year 6 months, I have to go back to work full time. Yeah, and that time the child is big enough to to manage being out, away from home, away from the people that the child is used to being with. So when it comes to children, Sweden is one of the countries in the world which really gives children the real deal when it comes to caring for them and all that. I'm talking about Sweden. I'm not saying other countries don't do that. No, I'm just saying what I've seen, because 1 year 6 months is a long time to give a maternity leave, which is paid for. You understand? So that's why I'm saying this. So that's the question that I had to answer, because some maybe thought it's not a paid leave. No. It's a very paid leave. I hope Lusopo doesn't come here, because I hear him there talking in the hallway. So if one is very strong, one can even have 12 children, and it's there are a lot of things that cover children which people benefit from. So I'm home for a long time. I was home with Lusopo for a long time too. In fact, Lusopo's maternity leave finished. It's funny, finished last year in September. And then we were planning to come to Zambia in December. So that's when 1 year 6 months finished for Luswepo. Last year in 2021, September. So that's how it works. So let's see. So yeah, could be some comments worth resting, especially for the baby. Yes, the baby will grow. Who's this Vera Msumba? Yeah, the baby will grow. The baby will, will be a big child, walking and running. If I can remember very well, Luswepo started walking before he became 1 year old. So when we sent him to kindergarten, he was already walking, and it makes things easier that way. But even if the child is not walking by 1 year, it's still they have strollers. Just to send a child and be away from you is also good for development, because the child thinks they'll always be with you 24/7. So Lutanda should be going to school, God willing, next year. Yeah, we'll see about that. By August, he has to go to school. It will be fun to see. Yeah. First, what they do, the first week, when, for example, Lutanda, either my husband or Luswepo, go and watch TV, please. You've got things to do. Yeah, the first week, who's that? Is that a knock? Or is someone supposed not to knock, supposed to ring a bell if there's a visitor? Well, I'm busy. So, what was I saying? For example, Lutanda has become 1 year old. For the first week, either me or my husband will have to go with him and remain with him. For example, you go to school with him at 8 and you remain with him for maybe 4 hours up to 14. You're just with him and teachers. You are there with him and teachers are there so that he sees you and he knows he's in safe hands, kind of thing, for the whole week. And then the following week, you start leaving him, maybe 2 hours you leave him and you have to say bye. And then he has to know that when you say bye, you go and pick him. That's how, because don't just run behind the corner because they would cry and they would be crying the whole day. So you just say bye and you go back and you go to pick them. And then as the days go on, then you leave him for the stipulated time. If it means leaving him from 8 to 16, then you leave him there. Then he'll get used. Then he will develop and you interact with other children. It's very nice to see other little children and the teachers and all that. So if, for example, my job requires that I am supposed to be at work at 7, for example, sometimes one of my jobs, a nursing job, would require that I'm at work 6:45. I have to leave Lutanda 6:30, for example. I leave him there. And they will do everything. They will give him breakfast. They always ask you have a meeting. If he's allergic to anything, you just leave him there and they'll give him breakfast. They will make him sleep. They'll be doing all sorts of things until you go and pick him around 16. One is allowed to leave a child at daycare from 6 in the morning up to 6 in the evening. So even those parents who work very late, who don't knock off at 16, they still have their children up to 6 in the evening. And they take care of them in any way you can think of. Yeah. They are very, very good, trained to do that. So anyways, that's the question that I got. So yeah, I've answered it. Yeah, I wish Zambia, Sarah Kalumbo, I wish Zambia could even move from 3 months, even to 5 months. But manpower and laws, and it's a lot of things to consider, So 3 months, it's a pity. But there's a difference living there and living here. There, you can even, if you've got a mother, you can even call a mother to come and help me, or a relative. Now here where we are, could it be Vaso? If you have a child, it's on you, you know. So maybe that's why. So Ndiaivo, yeah. I don't know about other countries and their policies and whatever happens. No, I don't know, and I don't want cheat. So it's a lot of things which have to be in place by the government. You know, where is the money going to come from to pay a person who's home for 1 year, 6 months? It's a lot of things to consider. Yeah. So 1 year, 6 months is the I think it's a long time. Yeah, it's a long time to pay someone who's just home. Of course, home, not just it's a job also to take care of a baby home. So it's not like you're just having easy days. No, it's not like that. So that's what happens. I don't know some countries. I have a friend in Norway, but according to her, she said something like 1 year. They give them 1 year. My sister in Canada said something like 1 year. So that's why I don't want to say something I'm not sure about. So I leave everything out. I don't want people to say I'm saying lies. No. So I'm saying things that I know. So yeah, I stayed home a long time with Luswepo, and I rested, and in September it finished last year, and we were already busy preparing our trip to Zambia. In December, January, yeah, we rested a lot. We were there for like 45 days. That was a long time. So yeah. So anyway, that's the question that I always get. 3 months is too short. Yeah, people are writing. I live in South Africa and maternity leave is 3 months too. And you can find the child is being taken for daycare. Let's see if I can read more. Let's see. Sometimes when I press see more of the message, it never comes, and I get so upset because I want to read what's like right now. I'm pressing and it's not coming. One of my sisters, Vera Musumba, says something, but I couldn't finish. When I press here to read more, it's not coming. But I somehow get what you're saying. I'll read it later. So now it came. Okay. I live in South Africa and maternity leave is 3 months too. And you can find the child is being taken for daycare as little as 3 months. I feel for the baby, especially in cold season and rain season. 1 year, 6 months is worthy for the baby. Okay, that's what she was saying. Vera Msomba. Yeah, it's true. 3 months is child is just as helpless as a newly born. So yeah, I would imagine just in fact going to work. I wonder how one would even work. You know, thinking about the baby they've left home. But it's what it is. It's I mean, everyone else has done that before, and it you know, as long as the child is safe, this is when hiring good house helpers comes in, because this is when if you're not being good to that person taking care of your baby, anything can happen. We've seen videos of people doing bad things to these babies, you know. That's when this being good to them comes in, because if you're not good to these people you leave children with, they will be doing all sorts of evil things to them. Yeah, so this is when you as a parent, especially a mother, has to treat that person as a human being, you know, so that that person is happy. Because if that person is happy, that person is going to take care of your child just as she would take care of their own child. Now, if you are mean, they will do stuff to your child. Imagine that. So there are very mean people who employ these house helpers, where they tell them you cannot eat this, you cannot eat that, you cannot, some crazy restrictions which don't even make sense, you know. Don't eat butter, don't put milk in the tea, You shouldn't bath you shouldn't bath here. You can, after you knock off, it says you shouldn't eat this. You can cook chicken, but eat this, which is, oh, it's uh, it's too much. So if you treat them, especially where food is, because she's just a human being, she's hungry. So just let her be, be okay. Okay, we know you've employed her, but for the sake of the children, try and be kind to them. Otherwise, we've heard things, disgusting things people can do to these little ones who are defenseless. Yeah. So letting them eat that butter and letting them eat a piece of chicken is better than making them upset so that they can do bad things to your child. It's just a phase which passes very quickly. So take care of those people taking care of your children. You lose nothing. Yeah, we know the economy is biting and it's hard. I can relate. From I had not been to Zambia for many, many years until this last year when I visited. I hadn't been to Zambia for 9 years. I was so busy. As I always say, I've been fixing things. I've been fixing my job, language, driver's license. A lot of things were going on. I was so busy here. So we decided to go. And when we entered these supermarkets, the Pick and Pay, the ShopRite, which used to be some cheapest place to go and to buy groceries and food, we were shocked. Seems like an ordinary person would not afford. Life has become so expensive. I think I talked about this. We thought we shouldn't be carrying things like diapers to Zambia because there are supermarkets where one can buy these pampers. And to our surprise, we used Jumbo Park. It was for Luswepo. Jumbo Park, and here it costs something like 100 crowns, which I don't know if you convert it, but when we went there, my husband is very good at converting stuff like that. The same exact Jumbo Park diaper was costing twice the price in Zambia. So we were like, we should have carried. We could have bought a Jumbo Park, put in a suitcase. Very expensive unnecessarily. Things, a lot of groceries, and it's not what I was thinking. So the economy is biting. So one would think, when we buy these things, they should last us a long time, and one would feel like the house helpers are being a little bit careless the way they are using things, but yeah, if you want them to be there, just try and die hard a bit. Just die a little bit for the sake of your child being taken care of, because you'll be at work. You need to work. 3 months has passed. So yeah, the economy is biting, and there might be a drawback. Those people can be misusing things, but just endure. It's a phase which would pass. The child will be growing, and if need be, you would get rid of them. You would say, oh, thank you very much. Now that the child is big, now you can, I think we don't need any house helper anymore. Thank you very much that you came and helped. And you let them go and look for jobs somewhere else if you want. Yeah, so that's what I can say. So maybe that's why things are quite easy. And sometimes you have a mother who is not doing anything. You just say, come and help me take care of the child. And I would rather a mother is there than, but not everyone has mothers, yeah? And maybe your mother has other things they do, or maybe they live very far away and it's not possible to bring them in. So, but in Zambia, things are very easy. I'm talking about Zambia, not another country. One can even bring in, One can say, oh, now you've completed, you maybe you have a cousin who has completed school, for example. You would even invite that cousin, a girl. Now that you've completed school, come as you wait for your results, come and if the child is born during that period, come and help me take care of the baby. And if that person is good, they will accept such things which are not possible here. So, that's why things are a little bit like that. Even if I had my mother-in-law living in the next street, if she doesn't want to take care of here is another culture. Yeah, I can have my mother. Okay, if I'm born here, people who are born here have their own way of thinking. Of course, if I had my mother here, it wouldn't be a problem. But people who are born here, they are, people who are born here have another way of thinking. My mother would be staying there in the next street, but I might not be even able to say, come and help me, because that's how things work. And you're not going to force her. She's got a life. If you have a mother-in-law living next door, sometimes they have their own life. Unless they want, of course. Yeah. So anyway, the things, how they operate is, you just have to accept that people live in different parts of the world with their own culture, and sometimes cultures are very difficult to break. So how we do things is not how we do things here. In Zambia, I can just knock on the door of my neighbor and I just want to chat. Here, people are busy. No one has time for that. It's very rare. We are always busy here. Yeah. I've already I told you about why people are busy. People are busy here because they want to work. People like luxury life. So they want to work and have more money, and so people have no time. That's why when I was giving tips for you guys looking for online partnership, this is one of the reasons. People are too busy here. You will not see any guy stopping you by the street saying, I like you, like the way our brothers do in Zambia, where they can just follow you and stop you and talk to you. They even create a fake story. Here, you will not see that. Never. You'll be surprised. No one will even greet you. People are busy. They are focused on work. So that's the culture. Now, we cannot do anything about it. It's how it is. So when one from another culture comes to this, you have to respect people's way of thinking. You're not going to impose what you know, what you have been doing in your culture on another person. So that's why these guys resort to online dating, because then they're just sitting on a computer and they look for a partner. So that's why I said in Africa, Zambia in particular, people still laugh at people meeting online. It's just, I don't know what I can say. I don't want to sound rude, but it's high time people just accepted that this is normal here. Yeah, it's very normal. No one laughs at anyone in those lines. Yeah, so it's things how they work. So anyway, I didn't come here to make this so long. I just wanted to talk to you a bit and answer the question that I was asked. So, Nalubamba, yeah, it's really sad, especially just 3 months only, yeah. That's nice. In the meantime, keep bonding. Yeah, actually you bond. You bond with a child, yeah. And then when you go back to work, they know you are there, but you're not there physically. Someone is calling me. So, good afternoon, Natasha. Yeah, Nsamba. Yeah. I'm reading comments if I find something I need to read. Good afternoon, Mama. Sending love, Flavia. Good afternoon to you too. Zelda, good afternoon. Sending love to you too. Monze, I've just passed through Monze, Southern Province, on the way to Livingston. Yeah, passed through there. Let's see. Let's sending love to Miriam Nondo. You are right, my dear. House helps should be treated right because they are part of us. Yes, they are just human beings. As I've talked about this before, it's a job which should be respected. That's why here, a house helper who need a minimum wage and you don't pay them peanuts. If you do, if the labor people visit you, you will be paying them in arrears. So to employ a house helper here, you have to have a lot of money. You pay them as the laws of Sweden say. So it's not a joke, it's not for everyone. So that's why I think I've been making videos about such. They are human beings, they're just working for you, you treat them right. So, perfectly said, Shanta Worker, sending love, Shanta Worker. Luciana Lul, so wonderful. So, very well said, Luciana. So, memory mwenya. Thank you. Elizabeth Walia, good afternoon to you. Muli uli wane, hope mulichetenye Susan Chinimba. Tulichete, so manyi mwe koko. Mukulia uowa. Mukulia toka wanza, so ko. Kulivimpepo, I miss mushroom. Mushroom is one of the things that would make me come in December. I'm not saying I'm coming, but if I want to come to Zambia, I make sure I come when it's a season for mushroom and mango. I wouldn't come, for example, to Zambia in June. There's nothing in June, nothing at all. It's just, in fact, July is very boring. It's too dusty, it's blowing. I know in Bemba they call July a month of Ulukungu, yeah? So for me, coming to Zambia should be associated with something that I can find. For example, if I visit Zambia in April, okay, let's say March, April, I know I'll find the maize cobs. At least if you have my pumpkins and all those things. But some months are very boring to visit. So, apart from April, May, June, July, August, September, October, it's boring. So I think starting from December up to April, those are the months that I would rather be in Zambia. This November, December is mushrooms that I would come for. I know it's not everyone's favorite. Like I have a sister who just loves the way you talk about mushrooms, like it's everything. I say, I like the mushroom. It's one of my favorites actually. So I know wana kutambo kumena abantu baleshitisha tente to brown to orange. It's nice. Those are organic foods that people take for granted. Until you leave them, then you miss them. Yeah. So enjoy those things, guys. Yeah. Afternoon, watching you from Lusaka, Betha Chipulu. Good afternoon to you too. So I've read all the comments, and I'm going to, what's the time? I have to prepare some lunch so I can also give you so you can go to bed around at least around 14 and rest. And yeah, I find something to do, and probably I'll be coming back if I get some time and talk about something. I have something else I have to talk about. Yeah, so let me leave you for now. Thank you very much for watching, for joining me, for interacting with me. I know I'm busy and I'm kumanchito, it's the working day. Koma ifeti pa nyumba. It's to go with the flow. The timetables change, and sometimes someone wakes up in the middle of the night, and then sometimes it's just like that. Days are going. That's the important thing. Days are going, and soon it will be another year, and yeah, and the weather will start changing. It will be warmer, it will be beautiful, and then people will be happier. So nothing is permanent. No situation is permanent. It's just to make every situation beautiful, if I may say it that way. Just enjoy anything. No situation, no weather is permanent. It's kind of boring, but it won't be boring for the rest of the year. So it's to find something one likes to do and spend the days within those lines. So achizi mawaya ndaile kali muwombe bwino muwombe chete, work well, those who are out hustling. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. At least it's putting some bread and butter on your table. And don't let anyone laugh at what you're doing. Anything you're doing is supposed to be respected, because ndalama sizimalembeka kuti zizachoka kumalasha, izizachoka kuli udokta. Ndalama lozichoka kuti. Don't even let anyone laugh at you. Those who laugh at others tikambe chape chikuti ni ufontini uja. Ntchito zonse is important. We complement each other. Malasha yafunika malaiti yakaenda. So ngati kulibe wajamea wabulisa malasha. Malaiti yakaenda mbaula ija. Tusayuzi nisa chani kuti tipike vakudi akapenda malaiti yaenda the whole day. So uzata manga pali kantemba wagula tumalasha wapika vakudi. So anything someone does is important and should be treated with respect. Even anything you can think of, you know that, yeah? It's like the parts of the body. They complement each other. If lelo tanyamuka menso yakana kuyangana kuti lelo sinza yangana lelo, the whole body do not function. Element that protects lelo snienda kulikos. You know what I mean? So let's respect each and everything, everyone is doing. The market baja bebachelera baja kuma 04, kuma 03 bayendo tantama bakungula tente kuti bayendo atantike mukatondo kaja mukakulima tawa paja. Those should be given respect, because they're making your job easier. You are menofuna kudia wana impwa. Uzakomboka kunchito, uzapita chepa kulima tawa paja lo kusoweto lo kuchisokone. Uzagula tuwa. Wapika wambira bwino. Sima men. So uzaenda kuchani ku forest kuja kusakira uwa iya. Now waja mene baba picking a forest na wapeleka kwa na market. Now waja wali important. So everyone is important. So ngakwadi baba seka aba nabo because of the jobs they do. I think you are still living in the curves. I think it's high time people stopped laughing at one another's job. All jobs are very important. On that note, I say bye-bye and have a pleasant day. Bye. I love you all.